In the next half hour, WeatherScope, a comprehensive national forecast. At 40 after, TravelWise gives you the latest on travel hotspots. Next, the weekend outlook. And at 50 after, the tropical update. Right now on the Weather Channel, your local forecast. WeatherScope.
Welcome to WeatherScope. I'm Janetta Jones along with Jim Cantori. A lot of things going on here. We're very, very busy today with severe weather and very dangerous heat. Yeah, big time heat. As a matter of fact, there's a 110 heat index right now in Wrightsville, New Jersey, and several 105 to 110 degree heat index temperatures in the Philadelphia metro area. So just really intense all the way up to New York and down to Baltimore. Even Columbia, South Carolina, heat index 109 right now. That's not fun. All right, I'm going to finish getting ready for the show here and go right out and tell you about this heat, but I want to show you the water vapor imagery. Typically when you get into a major heat wave, you can see this huge upper low, or a huge high, I mean, sitting over the northeast, and we do not have that. As a matter of fact, there is lack of it. So this will be a short-lived heat wave nonetheless. However, that doesn't mean it's going to be less intense, because we have plenty of heat and humidity for you, as we mentioned, in the northeast. Tomorrow, not as bad in New York, so if you live in New York, tomorrow we'll get a break. But folks, if you have some relatives in New York and they happen to be age 65 or older, keep in mind that the population of elderly folks 65 or older is highest in New York City. So just give them a call, say, hey, what's going on? Here's the big heat, the backdoor cold front kicking off some storms in upstate New York. Some of these Janetta's going to talk about. And we have some interesting stuff going on down to the south, which I'll talk about in just a little bit. Look at the visible. Oh, there's not even any clouds. I mean, Philly, Wrightsville, Baltimore, D.C. And what complicates this is the light southwest wind, at least in the lower layers, it's blowing over the mountains. It sets up what we call a lee side trough here, or an area of lower pressure. And that, you know, think of it, if you got low pressure and air's flowing inward toward it, the air on the eastern side of that trough is coming in from the water. So it's adding moisture to the low levels. That, combined with this, look at Boston. Boy, they luck out with that backdoor cold front. 70, 98 in New York, 98 in Raleigh, 89 in Atlanta. The dew points very high around New York City, Philly. There's also several 70-degree dew points down in Philly, Baltimore as well. And then you get these heat index values, which are just atrocious. Dallas feeling like 102, but boy, are you going to get psyched in about another hour or two. And I'll let Janetta tell you about that in just a minute. Look at Wednesday's heat index forecast. The ridge is going to be building back here. Still pretty hot from Philly down to D.C., but a better chance of some showers and storms. So some common sense tips
avoid the strenuous exercise, check on the elderly, drink plenty of non-alcoholic fluids. Janetta.
Well, the summer doldrums are definitely in place for lots of folks, as Jim was telling you about. You could almost see the heat and humidity hanging in the air over the nation's capital today. Cooling off was the main objective at lunchtime as temperatures soared into the mid to upper 90s, with heat indices approaching 110 degrees. Our best advice, as Jim was saying, drink plenty of water, get in the shade, or stay inside. All right, we want to check out where the severe weather is taking place now. Severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. I should say watches, but we do have warnings as well. In Texas, northeastern Texas, as well as parts of Oklahoma right along the Red River Valley. And this is a new severe thunderstorm watch in effect. Kit Carson County, an area that gets hit a lot with severe weather. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for you. So, yep, it is starting early today. Severe thunderstorms possible on I-70. I-40 is looking a little bit dangerous, and not to mention I-20 and 30 and 45 right on top of you there in Dallas and the metro area. We've had reports of hail up to golf ball size with these storms. We have a number of severe thunderstorm warnings in effect in Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas at this hour. I want to show you a close-up view of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and boy, it is getting pretty nasty south of Tyler and on into Dallas. Richardson and Ennis not looking too great over the next hour or so. As we check out the rest of the country, well, this is not the only area of concern with strong thunderstorms. We've also seen some erupting to the south of that backdoor cold front in the northeast. That's why it's so much cooler in Boston, because that cold front has slipped on through. But Hartford is getting hammered, and we see strong thunderstorms to the north of Albany and in western New York State and Pennsylvania. It's not looking too great either. Here's the deal across the southeast. We've seen some showers and thunder showers from Atlanta to Birmingham down towards Macon and even around Warner Robins. And in Florida, well, we've already had reports of some nasty weather here. Palm Beach County, a funnel cloud was sighted not too long ago. The tornado warning is no longer in effect for you, but don't be surprised if you run into some problems. Now we're going to check on what's happening in the tropics, and here's Jim.
All right, let's take a quick look at what's going on. Claudette, of course, will continue to become a memory as it heads on off toward the east. You can see the visible satellite picture of it just continuing to pull on out. And unfortunately, as it moves on off toward the east, our attentions begin to focus a little bit farther on down toward the south. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Gulf of Mexico for you. We've had a broad upper air low down here the last couple of days, but now we're seeing signs of a low-level circulation. The good news is, at least at this point, there are no thunderstorms in the vicinity of the center. Therefore, it's not developing. But Hurricane Hunter aircraft is tentatively scheduled to head down here tomorrow if some of these storms begin to develop a little bit more closely to the center. So that's something we're going to keep an eye on for you. With more details on your forecasts, let's talk to Janetta.
All right, we're going to talk about Wednesday morning. Yeah, we do have that possibility.